Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OZone. You asked for it, you got it. This is Omar Benson Miller, actor, that guy from those movies, extraordinaire, and I'm here with my brother, Terry Miller.
Icons, Twitter, let's do it.
There you go. He's keeping it short and sweet. So, all right, look, guys, we're here. This is our podcast, and we give you a lot of straight talk, a lot of non-PC talk. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about the way it is out there and the way we think it should be. You're welcome to join in. We're going to jump right in with our favorite sport because it's springtime. Springtime means change. It also means spring training, which means the baseball's starting out, and I, for one, can't wait.
I can smell the grass.
You inside?
It literally.
Dude, we're in California. It's legal. It's all good.
Well, I got a card.
He's got a card. Hilarious. Moved to Denver, Stoner. So things are good. A lot of exciting things coming up in the baseball season right now. But I want to jump right into it and just talk about last year's MVP of the National League, Bryce Harper, and this incredible Instagram video he put up the other day. Did you see it?
No, I have not.
Are you watching it right now?
I am watching it, and it is mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing.
My head is cracked.
It's wide open. Hold on, guys. We got to put Terry's head back in his skull.
I have water in my oil.
His head is cracked. There's water in his oil.
Blown
his rings
gasket.
are blown.
I'm smoking all over the freeway. I'm all over the freeway.
Come on.
I can't see.
Come on. Somebody pull this guy away. Tow him off. So listen, if you guys didn't see it, go look up Bryce Harper's Instagram. It is pretty incredible. This kid is about as strong as they get. He's on one of those exercise balls that I should use more often to actually do some sit-ups. But Bryce Harper is such a stud, he said, forget the sit-ups. I'm standing on the exercise ball with a weight, right? Does he have a weight with him or something?
No.
He's just standing on the exercise ball.
That's enough.
Standing on a ball, that should be enough. But it's a plastic air-blown ball, and he's doing squats.
Wow.
It's in what you guys can see his face right now. This is insane. And what this is, this kid, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated or ESPN The Mag when he was 16. Right. He was a can't-miss prospect. Last year is when really it all came together for him. His numbers are insane. He's putting up video game numbers, and that was with not so much help in the lineup, to be honest.
And I think that the only thing that could slow him up, actually, is an injury.
Yeah.
God forbid, but
yeah.
He's going to shatter numbers.
But let me tell you something. If you can do that on an exercise ball, there's not much that's going to be able to hurt you, really. And this leads me to talk about where we are now in athletics with fitness. We're in a different space now. Terry, for those who didn't know, was a professional baseball player. He was drafted by the Dodgers. He had blazing speed. We'll get to that later because there's some guys at the NFL Combine running some slow times in comparison to the icons here. But what we're seeing now is we're seeing a new world of fitness in all sports.
And nutrition.
Yeah. Because back when we both played, it was lift a bunch of weights, eat a bunch of steak.
Well, really not lift a bunch of weights, though. They were always afraid of the weights. And then swimming as well, because you don't want to mess up your eyes. Oh, don't mess up your eyes with chlorine,
Yeah. But it's just kind of a sport dependent, whether they wanted you to lift a bunch of weights or what they wanted you to do. For the big guys, they just wanted you to not eat. For the little guys, they wanted you to eat everything that was in front of you. And you come to find now, I did a coin flip a few years ago for a film that I did, The Express, and it was in honor of Ernie Davis, the first Heisman Trophy winner. And I got to be involved in a coin flip on a Sunday night football game between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you, I went out there to the center of the field, and Ben Roethlisberger is bigger than me. And I couldn't believe it. Now, if I would have had that kind of latitude to play quarterback, because I used to be able to throw a football at 70 yards or so on a spiral. I had a hose. Until that fool pulled out my shoulder in the basketball game.
What league was it?
That was at the Long Beach League.
Long Beach League.
That was Big James.
Big James.
From
He lost his control.
He lost control and pulled my shoulder out.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that, James. My arm still hurts, and I can't throw the ball 70 yards anymore.
Now he's got a bum wing.
I got a bum wing along with some bum wheels, but that's a whole nother story. But back then, the only thing that I was ever considered to do on a football field was to play on the offensive line. We got to hang out with CeCe Sabathia a lot.
Giant.
And we hang out with Ace. Ace makes me look like a little kid, man. Ace is 6'8", 315, 320.
Stud.
And total stud. And truth be told, the media in New York seemed like they put a lot of pressure on him to lose weight, and that's when his performance suffered.
Exactly. He wasn't as effective.
Yeah. So I think that there's some interesting videos, some interesting information going on now when you deal with nutrition in sports. You got guys, you look at like Jake Arrieta. They say Jake Arrieta's routine before he comes to the Cy Young.
Yeah.
No, forget spring training. In Chicago, when he's about to pitch a game, Jake Arrieta rides his bike something crazy like 5 miles to the field.
Wow.
Then he does like a full Pilates or yoga kind of setup, and then he deals on you. Then he goes,
thanks a lot, dude.
Then he goes 9. So it's like, let me look up Jake's.
Yeah, but, there's a slippery slope also because, what about the guys who go to GNC? You heard about a lot of guys who go to GNC and get a product and then all of a sudden they're suspended for 20 million games.
There you go. And that 20 million games is more than anybody could play to
really?
Suspension.
Well, we play 3 or 4 a game a day, pretty much.
No, but it's true. It's really interesting because it leads you to wonder, hey, how much of this is actually something that he bought over the counter at GNC, and how much is some hanky panky coming from a doctor who's trying to give him a leg up. And it's unfortunate because I don't want to be one of those guys who doesn't believe anybody. We got a friend, Time Warp Tony. He'll call in at some point.
Right.
Time Warp believes that everybody juices nonstop.
Even his parents.
He thinks his parents are juicers. And I have to say I agree with him.
You tested him recently. Sorry, folks, random drug check.
Like, Omar, what are you doing here? You want some food? I was like, no, going to need a sample from you. It was a little disturbing, but, I didn't have a hard time. I trained at the YMCA, so you see a lot of old saggy balls. You get used to it.
Teabag.
Kind of like a gold digger. So, anyways, I don't want to believe that.
Yeah, well, Big Papi, right? Big Papi said that he got his over the counter.
And I believe him.
I believe him, too.
He's a big dude.
And he can swing the stick. He's always swinging the stick. Come on.
And he got around some other dudes that could swing the stick, and that usually helps you swing the stick. Look at this. Let's go back to Jake. Jake says, on game day, I generally like to have 2 meals before the game. I want to feel full without any sensation of sluggishness or overeating. It's not always about controlling the portion size. It's about what we eat. The day I start, I like to warm up twice. Wow. He does the foam roll. That foam roll is real.
We were just speaking about that.
Yeah, Jake gets loose, man. He gets the heart going a little bit, he says. Light meditation, calm his mind before the real work starts, about 90 minutes before the game. And then I shut people down. He didn't say that, but we see the proof is in the pudding. But speaking of the juice, let's talk about this situation with the Mets, the former Met, Henry Mejia.
Oh, it's terrible. But
Talk to me, Bone. What are you saying?
He's saying that the league is out to get him.
It's not the first time we've heard that, though. This is the problem.
Right. But I don't know if I can believe that. I mean, first time. Okay.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Henry Mejia used to be the closer for the Mets before they got really good.
Right.
And he actually was a pretty good closer.
He got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Went down to the minors.
And went down to the minors, but he was a pretty good closer when he was in the show. And I have to say, he has an impeccable perm.
It's very impressive. Especially,
impressive.
I mean, who could you compare it to? I think Pedro.
I would say he's giving me
the happy nappy. The happy nappy.
Come on, man.
I don't know. It looks like he might be giving me some of that circa 70 black exploitation work.
He's giving me some nice Oakland A's 78.
Right?
It's nice. It's nice.
Very nice mane.
It's a nice mane. Unfortunately, it did not stop him from juicing or from getting caught. So let's go back to this. So my man got hurt.
Right.
And, he's even admitting, he's saying, okay, look, the first time, he's only 26 years old, for one.
Right.
So 26
lifetime
years old,
ban. Come on, dude.
Come on, man. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? Just deal on guys like us in the Sunday League?
I don't want to see you. Hey, you got to bring your own umphys, dude. Come on.
You still have to pay to play like I do. It's terrible.
Come on.
So he's saying, first go around, he's saying, hey, I juiced. It was me. I was hurt. I didn't know what to do. It was the first time I had been hurt. I'm trying to figure out what happened, and because I've never been hurt before, and
somebody probably said, "Hey, man, try this." It'll get you back quick.
Exactly. And next thing you know.
Yeah, and I would probably have done it as well, say, okay.
That's big of you.
I want to get back in the game.
Pun intended.
Uh-huh. You don't want to stand on the sideline and watch everybody else play, and I'm like the kid with my face smashed against the glass. Let me in.
No, you don't. You don't want to get left out on the playground. And, you also, the situation is tricky, but that's neither here nor there. Nobody's disputing whether or not he juiced the first time. He juiced. He got an 80-game suspension because he tested positive for that good old stanozolol, an anabolic steroid.
That sounds like the old horse tranquilizer.
Sounds like it, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some new high-tech stuff that everybody just keeps getting caught on. So in July, 3 weeks and 7 appearances into his return with the Mets, he was suspended 162 games for testing positive for both stanozolol and boldenonone. The second positive test actually occurred while Mejia was still serving the first suspension. Now that is some commitment to the juice.
He's committed. You can't fault the guy for that.
No, he went in. He wanted to get big.
He wanted to get big.
He wanted to get big. So, speaking through an interpreter, Mejia told the Times that the Major League Baseball officials told him that if he appealed the results of the second test of the stanozolol and the boldenonine, that they will find a way to find a third positive. And then he added he felt like he was being conspired against by the league. To me, kind of sounds a little ridiculous. Who's so mad? And I'm a big conspiracy theorist. Who is so mad at Henry Mejia that they're setting him up, other than potentially Juris Familia, who took over his job?
Hey, you want my water bottle? Probably sat on the bench, had a needle sitting down there.
Damn it, Juris. Why would you do that to your man? It's messed up. But Mejia tells the Times he also turned to the Players Union for help, but there was no grounds for appeal. And then he said they should have found something to appeal for. He's a young man.
So he takes no responsibility.
It looks like he's not taking any responsibility.
As most young men do nowadays.
As most young men do. And then he goes to the next level, and he says...
There's another level.
There's one more level. He says, he told the newspaper, I don't have any regrets.
He did it his way. He's in New York. Come on, dude. Come on, man.
He was listening to Sinatra before the game, and he said, I wouldn't change a thing. If the situation was meant to happen, then it was meant to happen. If God wanted it that way, it's going to happen. Well, you know what? Here we go. And this is one of the principles we talk about, though. I'm not mad at this guy if he's willing to commit and go all in.
What can you say? He believed.
He believed. Because he basically is saying, look, either they set me up or I just decided to juice. But when we're talking about the dollar amount difference between a guy who's juicing and a guy who had an injury and now can't get in the game, you're talking about a complete and total difference between being able to take care of your family and your livelihood. You're talking about working at, wherever it is you may go work versus getting a $60 million deal to close games.
Who wouldn't do it?
I mean, come on, man.
You would contemplate it. Come on.
Everybody's going to contemplate it.
But there's a lot of people who would lie and say, I wouldn't do that. That's wrong. Bullshit.
There you go. That's big money you're talking about.
That's big time money. Hand over fist.
That's hand over fist.
Come on.
We're talking about a lot of dough. A lot of dough. And you have to make that decision on what you're, you know what? And everybody always acts like it comes down to morals or something. I don't think that's a moral issue at that point. Wow, that's an interesting. This is like a law school debate, because you could make the argument that morally you have an obligation to make as much money you can for your family and your lineage.
This is why he came to America.
This is why he came to America, and this is why he does not regret anything that he did.
And this is why he's not in the show anymore.
This is why Henry has to figure out how he's going to maintain his lovely
I think he needs to cut his hair and come back again, and nobody would know.
Under a different name.
Exactly.
You know what? He should give him the Frau Stroke Carmona.
He should.
That's what he should do.
He should. I got the answer. Hey, call me up.
And he should be Mejia Henry.
Why Henry?
Just because it's his first name. He just turned it around.
Backwards.
So they'll never know.
Then he can come on pitch backwards.
They'll never know. I don't know if that's going to work out for him. Hey, I want to send a shout out to all my friends over at 5-4 Clothing. They always keep you looking fresh and looking right. I am the voice of the 5-4 Club, and if you want to look good without shopping all the damn time, go visit 54club.com. So let's move on. Let's move into the world of hoops. Let's talk about Damian Lillard.
On fire.
Wow.
Are you kidding? I mean, he's not that far off of Steph Curry.
And you know what's interesting is that even that you're saying that Steph Curry is like the gold standard.
He is to most of the league, but not to me. I really like his game. I really like what he's about, but I really feel like that you could shut him down if you actually decided to play defense.
That's a pretty bold statement, shutting him down. I personally don't think that you can shut anybody down in the league nowadays because of the way that the game is called.
It's true.
The game is it's a scoring league, and they don't want anybody to get shut down.
It's true.
You know, they want the version of shutting Steph down at this point would be holding him to 20 or less.
Yes.
You know,
even 25. He's averaging 30.
Wow. That dude's putting up numbers. But Dame Lillard, one thing that I appreciate that you see out of Dame Lillard that you don't normally see nowadays is you see heart in a lot of ways, that because he obviously got snubbed for the All-Star game.
Ridiculous.
And ever since then, it's like he had a conversation with his boy or his brother and was
himself.
Or himself and was like, what? Me? I'm not an All-Star with these guys?
Are you kidding?
I give you 50 a night if I need to. And now he's giving you crazy numbers. I mean bananas. 50 video games.
50 points last
NBA Jam.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. No, he's giving you some major numbers. And the Blazers are acting like they're serious.
They are, but I don't know if you
don't
can
cry about it. Don't get so emotional about it.
I'm emotional because I can't see you justifying getting rid of LaMarcus Aldridge. I just it's a hard pill to swallow.
Especially when money is obviously not the object with that owner over there.
Exactly.
You got Paul Allen. That's bigmoney.com.
And I guess Myers Leonard really let them down because they put a lot into him getting rid of LaMarcus Aldridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Looking at the standings today, Portland is in the 7th seed if the playoffs started now. And they're right above the Houston Rockets.
How about the Lakers?
Totally and completely worthless. Well, let's hold on. The Lakers have won a grand total of 12 games at this point.
Nice.
The Lakers are beneath the Mendoza line in wins. And this isn't even their sport. The Lakers have won 19% of their games this year. And I can't explain to you how happy it makes me that the Lakers are terrible. It brings me joy.
Really?
That the Lakers are brutal.
Really?
Oh, yes.
And why is that?
Because for years, for my entire life, I've watched the Lakers dominate.
Showtime?
Forget about it. Probably the best team.
The Diesel?
Team go. I mean, I love the Diesel.
The Diesel.
I enjoyed watching the Diesel dominate. I just wish that the Diesel could have beat Jordan's Bulls or met them at least.
Right.
And they couldn't. And, but yeah, between, I mean, the Lakers, they're doing pretty bad. And realistically, I think personally that you could make the argument that Kobe Bryant has cost the Lakers as many championships as he's won them.
I completely agree.
And most people don't agree, especially here in the heart of Los Angeles, the place we call home.
Right.
Home of the purple and gold. And we got a caller. We got a caller that bleeds purple and gold, as a matter of fact.
Who is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to a friend of the show.
Laker.
Quick. Longtime collaborator here. We go back more than 20 years. And we've sparred back and forth for years about the purple and gold. And we were just talking about the fact that the Lakers are under the Mendoza line in baseball wins right now. 19% of the games this year they win. How do you feel about the Lakers this year, Quick?
Well, this is a time that I think most of us knew were coming, towards the end of Kobe Bryant's career. Nobody's going to want to play with an old, selfish dude. He was getting his prime, and there was winning involved. It might be different, but, basically after the death of the great, true owner of the Lakers, Dr. Buss, we've just seen some poor leadership. You got a guy, Jordan Clarkson, the young point guard, who I think he made the all-rookie team, like second or third team last year. And then you undraft a point guard. Don't quite understand that.
I didn't understand that myself.
And you go draft a point guard who's a stud in D'Angelo Russell, but then you pull the ageism card and you don't really let him play.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what happens in the locker room. He may have said some young slick shit.
He could have.
Yeah.
He could have got back. That's that's the only thing I can think of. Dude is balling now that he's a starter.
Right.
Yeah. And almost to the dismay of Byron Scott. Sometimes I sometimes I see Byron Scott. They cut to Byron Scott after D'Angelo Russell hits a three, and he looks angry.
Mean mug.
Yeah. It seems personal. That's all.
It does.
He doesn't particularly care for the young man. And, what people have to understand about the pro athlete is to get to the pro level, maybe not as much in football because there's so many players, but you talk about baseball and basketball, and I would imagine hockey. You've done nothing but win to get to that point.
You've done nothing but win to get to this level.
You're a stone cold winner.
Yep.
And so you can't, number one, you're not going to like losing. And number two, if the coach honestly doesn't know what he's doing, you're not going to feel it.
Yeah.
So are you to act unprofessionally, but, it just seems like Byron's not reaching these kids.
Right now, so do you feel like Byron should be gone?
Different ain't always better.
That's a good point.
Oklahoma City Thunder going through right now. I didn't understand why they let their coach go. Billy Donovan is okay. He's a good coach. But, for them to change coaches and Kevin Durant last year made no sense to me. And
let's talk about we'll get back to the Lakers because we know that you are Laker quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a celebrity sighting that came in here. Another friend of the show, a young stud out there in Hollywood that's really doing his thing. My main man and my one to my two on the two-man game. Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Jones is here. Star of Screen to Screen. We're going to talk to Robbie as well. Robbie's actually starring on the new season of Bosch. I want to talk to you about that.
Hey, what's happening?
We're on the phone right now with Laker Quick, a longtime collaborator of mine. This is my ace on the phone, and Laker Quick he's disheartened because of the state of the purple and gold right now.
It's painful.
It's very.
It's quite painful.
and yet he was saying, T-Bone asked him if he feels like Byron Scott should be gone. And he was asking him if he thought Byron should be shot, actually. But no. He said
Scott should be shot.
If Byron Scott should be gone. And Laker Quick had a great point. He said, you know what? Different isn't always better. And he brought up the OKC, the Thunder. He said, you know what? Now, what about this Thunder situation where they decided to fire Billy Donovan, who's a good coach, who won a lot of games over a lot of seasons, but they fired this guy.
Billy Donovan. That's the guy who they hired.
Oh, they hired Billy Donovan.
They fired Scott Brooks.
They fired Scott Brooks.
Yeah. Scott Brooks.
And they got rid of Scotty Brooks, even though he's been winning.
He was a great coach.
And he got through to those guys.
Yeah.
They fire him, and now we're looking at a situation, let's speak on this in the rotunda. Now we're looking at a situation where OKC can't close games.
Exactly.
It's painful.
It's painful to watch.
Once again, it's painful to watch. OKC is an extremely talented squad. I mean, extremely talented.
Are they, though?
And then you watch Russell Westbrook come down and throw the ball to the third row?
Yeah, I
can't front on Danger Russ, though, because Danger Russ has been balling.
He's a stud. He's a beast. But you got to close.
They can't close. They need Mariano. Laker Quick, talk to me. What's going on with the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Let's hear it.
It's a couple simple points. Some years ago, I made probably one of the more accurate predictions I've ever made, and I said that when the Thunder signed Kendrick Perkins for like $50+ million, but that contract was going to keep them from winning the championship. And it did.
I remember when you told me that. And I thought that was just
money to burn, and that's why they had to let go James Harden, and it's all been downhill from there.
There you go.
But at the end of the day, I think the biggest point is you can't have the two superstars that do the same thing in basketball. You can't.
It's true.
Even though they're different sizes and everything, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant essentially do the same thing when it comes to scoring. Russell obviously tries a little more, but this is what made the Shaq-Kobe thing so devastating. They did completely opposite things.
And the Magic Kareem action.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go. Magic
not really Scotty
Kareem,
and Mike, though. But
Scotty and Mike
work.
Shaq.
They work.
Scotty and Mike work well.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not
but they
really
always
Scotty
had a
and
big
Mike.
man.
They work well, but
they
I'm
had
saying
a big man, too.
They had a guy out there that was big.
That was big.
Yeah, but that's all you need. You have Scotty and Mike.
They had a large. They have a big. They had a large.
Yeah, but you have a Scotty and Mike. You don't need big.
No, but that kind of contradicts what he was saying. Yo, I feel like you always need a big. And this is where we're losing with OKC.
Not anymore.
This is why. Okay, yeah, you do. The Warriors got Bogut out there last year. They had David Lee.
Plays like 20% of the time.
It doesn't matter. He's out there.
And Ezeli is barely taller than you.
Hey, that's, you know what? I'm glad somebody said that. you cannot front Andrew Bogut's contribution to the Warriors.
I can't front. Quick, tell him.
Absolutely.
It's Draymond Green.
Without Andrew Bogut, they lost to the Clippers in the first round.
Guaranteed. Andrew Bogut is like 7'9".
That's what happened 2 years ago. That's what happened. When Bogut was hurt and they had that tough series with the Clippers, and they could have beat the Clippers, but they couldn't. And who wasn't there? Andrew Bogut.
The big
Just
fella.
like how last year, Cleveland got Timothy Mozgov, and all of a sudden was awesome, and people acting like, LeBron's just turning it up. Big man don't get no love, man.
Big man gets no love, Laker.
The league is not about the big man anymore,
The league isn't about the big man. And now, with your cherished organization, we know that the Lake Show has always been about the big man.
Always.
Until recently, which brings us
what are you talking
to...
about? They have a big man. You remember we need a big man. The big man is there.
Which brings us to... I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even think they got anybody over 6'5" on the team.
What, Roy Hibbert?
He don't even count. Roy doesn't even count.
He counts.
Ouch.
He's
Roy,
big man.
He said Roy don't count.
Roy don't even count. That's what I'm wrong for
I
that.
hurt somebody's feelings. Somebody in LA feelings got hurt right now.
Roy's. It's Roy's feelings.
Damn.
I'm here.
Damn.
Dude.
I would have did.
Roy said, dang, I don't get a roster spot? He said, I don't count.
I still cash my checks.
Dang. You cold.
And so you look at it, you look at the situation. I just want to go into something else. But, we diagnose why they can't close because, for one, Kendrick Perkins lost all that weight, which took away his intimidation factor, in my opinion, back then. Two, they got rid of James Harden, who's a wonderful number 2 or 3, but a very overrated number 1, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now when we talk about the Lake Show, one thing that I just want to go into really quickly for a short spell is what is going on with the Kobe Dick riding farewell tour?
It's a lot of slobbing.
The dude is the number 3 all-time leading scorer, man. He has 5 rings. We can split the hairs and talk about some character issues, but the bottom line is the dude is so nice that he's even in full-time asshole mode. The dude wins.
He does win, but I was making, before you called Laker Quick, I was making my famous argument, which is I can make the argument that Kobe cost the Lakers as many championships as he's won them.
Ooh.
True story.
Ooh.
True story.
He cost us a good 3. I don't know about, to say that he cost us 5, that's a bit much. But I mean,
that's a bit much. But realistically, is it though?
But he
does anybody really beat Kobe, Shaq, and us in this room right now?
No.
Because Robbie's pretty good.
No. They could have kept that team together, no. That team, it could have been the Celtics in the 60s. They could have won 8.
They could have won No, but here's my thing, and that's all good. We don't even need to go into that. What I want to talk about is, let's look at this farewell tour. Every single city. I mean, the All-Star game was such a deep tribute. I almost had to turn the pregame off. It was so. I'm all for respecting the legend. Never get it twisted. I'm not saying Kobe Bryant isn't a legend. I'm not saying he's not nice. Obviously, he's a champion. Mm-hmm. He's got 5 more rings than I do, and about $500 million more than I do. The dude is a winner.
Preach.
So, yet at the same time, who knows if this is Tim Duncan's last year?
Right.
And Tim Duncan, you can argue, is every bit as nice as Kobe Bryant.
And he beat that Laker crew.
And a better teammate.
Yes.
Tim Duncan's overrated.
Oh, my God. Hang up.
Next call. Do we have another?
Are you kidding?
Hold on, we're gonna let you make. We're gonna sit here with our jaws dropped open for you to explain that one.
I mean, he just is.
That's a terrible. You have not made your. You just showed that's that Laker heart you're talking with right now. You're just mad because he hit that big shot at the top of the key that year.
He in his feelings.
He's always had 2 or 3 All-Stars playing with him.
Kobe has.
Kobe played with Shaq.
Kobe played with maybe the most dominant ever.
Yeah. Look, Shaq counts as 2 All-Stars, okay? But if you're Tim Duncan, you have probably at this point, without a doubt, the second greatest coach of all time. You have multiple superstars.
Who's the first?
Multiple stars around you. Phil Jackson, of course. You got to respect winning.
If that's the case, I got to go with Red Auerbach, right?
It took me years to put him over Pat Riley. You know what I mean? But
I got to go with Pop.
I don't know. Pop cost me my money. In that,
you definitely got to go with him.
I'm definitely not going with Pop.
I'm just listening to hear the critique.
Yeah.
Go. I love everything you're saying, but I'm just listening to hear what you got to say bad about Timmy now.
There's nothing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just think that people get a little carried away. Just he's the greatest power forward ever. I think that Tim Duncan definitely took advantage of the fact that they always put him at power forward when he's a center. He's 7 feet tall, and they put him at power forward because he's not the most physical type dude, and he gets to dominate cats who are shorter than him. He made a big career, man, out of scoring on people who are shorter than him. Time and time. The reason why Tim Duncan and them never went back to back is because he would get his ass kicked by some of his contemporaries. We've seen it. I've seen Pau Gasol give Tim Duncan the business in the playoffs. I've seen Kevin Garnett really give Tim Duncan the business in the playoffs. I've seen Amari Stoudemire just dunk all over Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is definitely Hall of Fame, all that, no doubt.
But have you seen anybody collect 5 rings like Tim Duncan?
That's what I was about to say.
No, but
okay. Well, quick. This has been a good conversation.
So on to the next subject.
So we're gonna move on here because he can't even hold up his hand. He doesn't even look at his hand. It's so bright.
How many championships does Amari Stoudemire have?
Thank you. Barkley in his prime on the Spurs, man. You think they ain't getting no rings?
I can't play the what if game though right there.
All-time leading scorer, the second all-time leading scorer, Karl Malone, putting up 25 plus for like 15 years. You put him with the Spurs. Yeah,
they actually put him with the Lakers, and he didn't do anything.
Actually, he got hurt.
That's what he said.
No, the Lakers. Hey, that team.
You're suggesting that he lied? He wasn't really hurt? Come on, yes. T. You're going too far now. No professional athlete is just going to lie about that.
That team with Gary Payton and Karl Malone was about to be. That team was just too great. LeBron wasn't ready. They started off 1-2. The next thing you know, they were 19-3, and then everybody got hurt. Karl Malone was almost averaging a triple-double. He was balling, and everybody knows how much I hate that dude. And
it's so personal, quick. It's so personal.
He's serious.
I hate Karl Malone.
He's serious.
Okay. Let's calm down the hate. We're keeping it light on the OZone. But what I want to know, we're gonna run one more NBA question by you. Then we're gonna build with our man Robbie. I want to talk to you about. We see the Warriors are the favorite to win it all. How do you see this year's playoffs playing out?
It's going to be pretty awesome on the West Coast front. LeBron's going to move off to the championship. I don't even think it's really, worth talking about the Eastern Conference. I mean, what are you saying? Oh, the Atlanta Hawks going to be? We know.
We're talking about the Raptors would be the only team. I think that's a formidable force at this point.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. So it should be awesome.
What's your prediction to happen out west? And if you say the Lakers are going to win it all, I know that you're really Lakers quick.
This is the thing, man. Everybody, the scary team out west, because I think the jury is about to come with their verdict on the Thunder. They could still surprise us, but nobody's impressed at this point. The X factor in the West is the Clippers. There's a lot of people who are sleeping on Blake Griffin at this point. I don't know how.
I do agree with that.
The problem on the Clippers. People need to look up and see what kind of numbers he put up in the playoffs last year. He had multiple triple doubles in the playoffs last year. I think
Blake balled. He got his game together, so I respect that.
I'm a Clipper fan.
Yeah, and honestly,
preach.
That dude works hard. I don't know about him punching his homeboys and all that type of stuff. As far as his game, that dude's work ethic, as far as his game is perhaps second to none. He used to free throw like DeAndre Jordan. Now he's 70+%. He has a mid-range little jump shot now. I don't know how they figured Blake Griffin was ever the problem.
You talking good. You talking real good right now.
Together.
He preaching right now. He preaching right now. But
now here's the question: can him and CP3 get along so that they can actually move forward? Because you get the bum ass Rockets down 3-1, you got to close that out.
Honestly, I think it's Doc Rivers.
Really?
Yes.
I've heard that before. I don't want to believe that.
You have to because he has the talent and he's not winning.
There's more to that than a lot of people want to admit. I agree with T on that. I think Doc Rivers, once again, I think he might be slightly overrated.
No question.
You get a team with 3 Hall of Famers and Rondo, who is like one of the best point guards in basketball when his mind is right, in a sorry Eastern Conference. He's supposed to get 1 ring. They got
that's just Celtic hate right there, coming from Laker Quick. Laker Quick.
It is.
It's love though. It's love. We just want to go. We're gonna keep moving on the show here. I'm so happy you called in. I got one more thing to cover with you because Rob, we're gonna move into to your strong suit here. Right. The reason Robbie wanted to stop by and the reason I really wanted him to stop by and asked him to stop by is to talk about what's going down tonight with this UFC 196. But before we talk about that, I want to slide into the heavyweight boxing division.
Ooh.
And I want to talk about what's going on over there because the big fellas have finally got interesting again.
Kind of, right?
Yeah, and they got that. They have the un-PC monikered King Kong Luis Ortiz boxing tonight.
He goes by King Kong?
Get rid of that.
Does the brother go by King Kong?
Quick said he got to get rid of that.
That ain't cool.
Got to go.
That ain't cool.
So we're looking at King Kong tonight. The 36-year-old Cuban is a southpaw. He's 24-0 with 21 knockouts.
Ooh.
And I'm here to tell you, the brother hits hard.
Is
man.
he real?
He's real. He's real. He's got thump, and that lefty always throws everybody off. What do you got for me, quick? Let's talk about real quick. Sum it up for me, quick.
Nice.
Hold on. Sum it up for me, quick.
Nice.
We're gonna go with. I want to hear your take on a potential round robin kind of scenario with Luis Ortiz, who's fighting a man named Tony Thompson tonight. Anthony Joshua, the young brother from England. Tyson Fury, also from England. Vladimir Klitschko from Mother Ukraine. David Haye from England. And the American bronze bomber, my personal favorite heavyweight right now,
yes.
Deontay Wilder, Young Tay.
Absolutely.
So talk to me quick. What do you feel about it?
There's a couple of English cats that are bums. Tyson Fury's a bum.
It's hard to support the knock-kneed fighter.
It's hard to support that, isn't it?
It is, and you're coming from a guy with bum knees. You got, and I wouldn't probably support myself if I saw that in the ring and be like, "Ooh."
I'm like, come on, man.
He doesn't look balanced.
He's smoking mirrors.
Yeah.
He looks like he's gonna fall down all the
He
time.
looks like he's knock-kneed.
I think Vladimir Klitschko is about to potentially give you that Ivan Drago and beat the shit out this dude. I think on the low, I don't even know Vladimir Klitschko, but I'm venturing to guess that he is so embarrassed that he lost to this clown that he's going to destroy him when they have that rematch. That's me personally.
Right.
And I think Deontay Wilder is also the truth. And but this Cuban dude, man, Cubans box and they play baseball. This cat has like 200 or yes, his amateur fights are in the hundreds, and he lost like 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? And this dude I like him. You know, it remains to be seen just how much Vladimir Klitschko has left. I'd be surprised if he couldn't beat this dude the second time around. But I still think he's got to be in that top 3. You know, if I had to put the top 3 right now, I'd probably go with Deontay Wilder. I got to go with this Cuban dude. He is undefeated. And I'm going to go with Klitschko. You know, the rest of the cats kind of contenders, you know, but those are the main 3. And I would love to see Wilder fight Luis Ortiz. I think that would be an awesome fight.
Yeah, I think that would be a good fight.
But it would be an awesome fight.
It would not be a very long fight because neither one of them are defensive specialists.
No.
And when you get that big, you got to have some defense.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to be a short night, as they say.
Yes, and your speech ain't going to be right.
Like a quick friend of the OZone, you're always welcome on our line. We want to thank you for coming out again. And we'll catch up with you next week on next week's episode of the podcast and see about your predictions.
Appreciate it, fellas, man. It's always love, man. OZone in the house, man.
Peace out, brother.
Late.
Want to give another special plug to our friends over at Ritmo Mundo. They keep the world running on time. You'll see their watches, and you've seen them all over the world, sporting events, live and taped. Ritmo Mundo, we're here for you. Robbie Jones,
yes,
we're here with you.
Yes, I'm here with you,
How's
brother.
life?
Life is fantastic.
Yeah, amen to that. I see you. I see you shining.
Yeah.
Now I watch UFC fights partially because of Robbie Jones. Because Robbie calls me and says, "Hey, it's a big fight tonight. It's UFC 6,242.
Got to see it.
We got to see it.
Got to see it.
and
got to see it.
And I wasn't necessarily always, hip. There's some interesting fights going on now.
Oh,
a lot of
man.
interesting stuff.
Oh,
Talk to me.
man.
Give me a sneak preview of what you feel about what's about to happen in the next few hours with this UFC Unstoppable 196.
Okay, we got Diaz and we got Conor McGregor.
Let's speak on that.
That's the big fight of the night, man. And
Okay.
I feel like Conor McGregor he's been calling his shot. It's like he's Babe Ruth of the UFC. He's saying, I'm going to knock him out in the first round. He knocks him out in the first round. He said, I'm going to knock him out in the second round. He knocks him out in the second round. He literally has been the soothsayer / Babe Ruth, the UFC for the last 4 or 5 fights. So he said he was going to beat Diaz tonight early. That's hard. I don't think that's going to happen.
This is what I was telling T. Now, T isn't the most UFC savvy fan. And yet, at the same time, the fights that I have seen in Nate Diaz, from his boxing standpoint, which always gives the UFC problems, MMA fighters problems, I don't see that going one round. And he's giving up 20 pounds. I wonder what the pre-fight weigh-in is going to be. I wonder what they weigh now because
I wonder what it is too because Nate is a slim guy. He's Stockton, right up the street from me.
Oh, he's from Stockton. I didn't know that.
I'm trying to tell you, like, I've seen him take some damage. I'm talking about, like, his chin is crazy.
Yeah.
And Conor McGregor is known for knocking cats out, but I think it's going to be a tough one. He's going to have a long fight tonight. And he wants to go to the ground because Nate is good on the ground. He would prefer to be on the ground with him, but he wants to box too. That's the thing. He's balanced.
Wow.
But I just don't think he got enough skills to beat McGregor.
Oh, really?
I think it's
especially he took it on short notice, right?
Yeah, I think McGregor's going to get him on a decision, but I can't see McGregor knocking him out. That's just my opinion.
Okay, now since we're on Conor McGregor, I got a couple opinions myself about McGregor is trying to get paid, and I understand that.
Oh yeah,
and everybody's this is America. People, capitalists try to get paid.
What's he doing?
And when you're good at something, you try to get paid. What's he doing is he's coming out the side of his neck talking totally reckless,
running his mouth
about how he would like a boxing match with Floyd Mayweather.
Did he say that?
Which is laughable.
No, he didn't say that.
Robbie Jones, let me pull it up for you.
Put that on Moms. He said that.
We can't put it on Moms.
No, listen. No. I'm gonna show it to you.
No,
he said what? He said, Hold on, man.
No,
this dude.
Connor, no.
Come on, man.
Don't do that.
Now I know you're trying to get paid and all this, that, and the other. You're trying to lure the champ out. Everybody knows my feelings on the champ. I think Floyd Mayweather is a great boxer. I think he's overrated, but I think he's a great boxer. And I can tell you this much. All of that nonsense that they were talking about, Ronda Rousey fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Nonsense.
All this
balderdash.
It is balderdash. It is balderdash.
All of this nonsense they're talking about now about
Conor would get his face knocked off.
Are you crazy?
If he's lucky.
He would get his face
crazy?
knocked off.
And he's smaller than Floyd?
He would get his face knocked off. If Floyd would, that's what I'm like. You don't challenge people to their specialty. You know what I mean?
Come on. It's ridiculous.
You don't challenge Steph Curry to a 3-point shooting.
No, you're not going to beat him on that.
You're not
going to beat him that way.
You don't do that.
Exactly.
You might say, let's play one-on-one if you're a good basketball player, but don't challenge him to his specialty. Floyd is a boxer.
You better get him in that octagon.
Exactly.
Because I tell you what, you don't want to see them tips.
No.
Ones and twos. Yeah, ones and twos.
You
on
might
line
challenge
one.
Floyd to a fight, an MMA fight, because Floyd's not going to be able to hang with you, but don't challenge him to his specialty.
Hold on
that.
a second. Let me give you
lack
the
of
quote.
respect.
When asked about the prospect, McGregor told BT Sport, in boxing, I'm open to discussion. Come at me, but I hold the key. It is me who holds the key to the fight game. He sounds like he's one of the Lord of the Rings series.
Doesn't he? Who wrote that? That was brilliant. It is I who holdeth the key.
That's Oscar so white right there.
That's what that is.
I am open-minded. I am open to discussion. What are you
going to discuss?
What's the discussion, Connor?
What is the discussion? When you gonna get knocked out?
Right? How
Because
long?
he's not even
The first 30 seconds.
Floyd Mayweather's not even gonna run from you.
Not
That's
at
how little
all.
respect he's gonna have for you. He'll sit there and go toe to toe and put you to sleep early.
Toe to toe. You can't take him down.
You can't take him down. That's not legal.
Come on.
That's not legal.
So you got to stand there.
You
ridiculous.
can't kick him.
You can't kick him.
It's
You
embarrassing.
just go get your face knocked
You're
off.
gonna get beat up. And he might make it bad on you, and might not just knock you out. He might
might
make
just
it swell
clown.
up your organs.
He might just clown.
Come on, man. I mean, your man. And so that's all I wanted to speak about on that. But so okay, interesting. We're thinking about that. Now I like the fact that Nate Diaz called everybody out for juicing.
Really?
Yeah, Nate Diaz came out. Did you see this?
I did not see this.
Wow, Nate Diaz came out.
I'm asleep. Well, how did I not know all this stuff?
Hey, man, this is the OZone, baby. We putting you up on things.
Please do.
Hold on a second.
Lace him up.
Nate put him on blast?
Not just him. He put the whole UFC on notice.
Wow. Well, Nate is super skinny, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but it looks like Dana White's on the juice too, and that doesn't help.
Yeah, well, he don't have to be in the ring.
Yeah.
He don't have
That's
to.
true.
He don't have to pee in a
nobody
cup.
gonna test Dana White.
He's never-
if he wants to go juice,
He could juice all he wanted.
he could juice. But one thing I wanted to talk about is Manny Pacquiao fights Floyd Mayweather, and he says, "I got the bum shoulder."
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys do this all the time in all kind of sports. Now, if I bet on Conor McGregor tonight,
Right.
and he's neg 500, meaning that he's the favorite 5-1,
Absolutely.
and Conor McGregor comes up talking about his elbow is bunk, I need a refund, homeboy.
Yeah, that's not fair.
That's not what I bet on.
Life's not fair, Robbie.
No.
And I hold the key.
Holdeth the key. Doth I
To thine
to thy
championship.
fighting games.
Medieval times, dinner and tournament. No, so when you look at it, I am very savvy to sports betting, and when I look at the situation, it makes you wonder how much with the lines and everything. How much of it is Ace Rothstein style, in casino, where a guy just has insider information that says, hey, Robbie actually's got a bum shoulder, so if he gets on the free throw line, he might not be able to make that one but two.
Right.
And, it's disturbing to me because you look at the fan duels, the Fantasy King, DraftKings, and the whole song and dance, people are actually betting their money thinking that it's a certain product.
Absolutely.
And that's not right.
Right?
Really, really bothers me.
Is somebody saying they hurt tonight?
No. Nobody's saying that. I'm just talking about it in general.
Okay. Yeah.
So nobody even asked. Nate Diaz just came right out and said it. This is coming from MMAfighting.com. Everybody's on steroids, Diaz said Wednesday during a 196 presser. The whole UFC.
Wow.
Everybody.
Wow.
That's quite the accusation, and one that didn't make Dana White very happy. So, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. Who knows what's going to go? Who knows what angle that'll end up playing out?
Right.
But let's look at this. I want to play a clip real quick from the other fight of the night, Daniel Cormier and the return of John Jones. Correct?
That's not tonight.
But listen to what we're about to talk about.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah. Listen to what Daniel said about life.
I cannot wait until this fight.
Can't wait for that one. Hold on a second.
I act a little differently around John. One is because of competitively, I want to get the best of him. Outside of that, I don't really agree with the entitled attitude that he puts off.
Wow.
Two, I do think it's impressive, some of the numbers that he's put up, but just because I don't post stuff on the internet, my every move, I'm doing the same type of things.
Wow. And John Jones' response?
I had no clue what he said over all those bulls.
Sounds like John. I
love it. There's no secret. I've had a lot of issues in my career, and I think DC he wants me to sit up here with my head hung low, and with a quitter attitude. But I went through my depressed moments. I've gone through my moment, and now I'm ready to get out of that and hold my head up high and forgive myself for some of the ways I've made mistakes and to move forward. So if he wants me to sit here all mopey, it's not going to happen.
So you see,
I love that.
This is what I'm saying. That's I want to get you to speak on it, brother.
First of all, this is hilarious to see because Daniel Cormier before the last fight was talking so reckless
And got handled.
And after the fight, had to eat all them words. Lightweight in between tears now, talking about he was just a better fighter tonight. But he got me. He was better. He was better.
High quality work from Robbie Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
He was better, and I fought as hard as I could fight. And he beat me.
But to his credit, though,
now you see how he is before the fight. Well, I'm just, what I really would say about the situation is that, I'm not quite fond of John's work ethic. Or, what is he saying? He can't even talk garbage no more because he got beat up. He knows what John has for him.
But to his credit, though, wasn't John Jones on that stuff at that time?
That's not what. No.
When he lost to Cormier?
He got in trouble for cocaine.
I know, but that's that stuff.
That's not performance enhancing.
Come on. He probably couldn't feel the pain.
No, see that was.
I don't know if he was on. If he hit, he took a toot right before he went into the ring.
Were you there?
Were you?
I don't know.
His test was not in the fight window, so it didn't affect the win or loss.
Right.
So they were just saying,
wasn't in the window.
No, it wasn't in the window. But they were just saying he had done cocaine before.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't test positive for any drugs in the window.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying. So his win was clean. His win was clean. His win was clean.
Way to correct. T likes to stir up controversy from time to time.
I want to ask him, put it out there.
You said you made an accusation.
Well,
John Jones is coming for you.
Right.
Dude, I'm sorry.
John's right outside.
You don't want that.
Hey, man, I'm going to stay here tonight.
You don't want that.
So Robbie, tell me this. Now, how do you feel about the other fights on the ticket tonight with Holly Holm and Miesha Tate? Holly Holm's first time back after busting Ronda Rousey up.
Yeah, that was
That should
tragic.
be good.
That was tragic. It was fun to watch. I mean, I'm a Ronda Rousey fan, but I love watching a good fight.
Right.
Yeah, and it was a good fight.
It was a great fight.
It was a fast fight.
It was very fast. Miesha Tate has no chance.
Miesha
No.
Tate, sorry.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say that.
Right.
Miesha Tate has no chance. I'm not a fan of her work. Just to keep it real, I don't feel like she has any power.
Right.
Nobody has any. I don't think anybody who fights her has to worry about getting knocked out ever.
Which is a problem.
It's a problem. You know what I mean?
But
She's going the distance or going to submit you or going to beat you up. You know, the war of attrition with her.
Right.
Holly Holm will knock you out, which is clear. She put
Yeah.
Ronda to sleep.
Yes.
She Pacquiao'd her.
I mean,
Pacquiao'd her. Effectively
Ricky Hatton
Pacquiao'd her.
style.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
So I think Miesha's in trouble tonight.
Okay.
Because she can't get within her range. She
Is she
fights like
shorter?
John Jones. She's taller.
Oh, she's
taller than Miesha. And she's
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Misha's shorter.
Yeah,
okay.
she's
a
got
great
too much
boxer.
range.
She's a great
much
boxer.
range.
Holly's a great
Yeah.
boxer.
She got too much range.
Now, do you
great
think that Ronda Rousey would be able to handle her next fight?
I think it's going to be a tough fight for both of them because I think Ronda's going to be much more focused. I think she came in loose. She was thinking about movies and what she was going to do after the fight, and she didn't respect her.
She had a couple of fight appearances.
Absolutely.
She had a couple of post-fight appearances.
Absolutely,
playing.
yeah.
Pick up a couple bucks to walk through the
after
club.
party walkthroughs and all that. She's already planning
living
her
good,
plan.
huh?
Yeah. So she thought the scowl and everything was just going to intimidate this girl.
Holly didn't care.
Holly wasn't tripping.
She wasn't even
She
tripping.
was like, "You got to watch these legs."
and there's ones
Right.
and twos
These
I got. That's what you need to watch.
But she's damaged. She's damaged goods now. Do you think she can overcome that?
Yeah, I don't know if she can overcome it because it seems like she went for a high-end athlete to admit that level of lowness to a
Right.
certain degree
She came
in
clean.
public.
She came clean.
Right.
Yeah, she came clean, which is admirable, which probably
Right.
helped a lot of people in a dark place. So
Right.
good on Ronda for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to then reface the individual who put you in a dark place.
Yeah.
This is when we're going to be able to test her mettle. This is when we're going to
Absolutely.
find
Right.
out whether or not that she's a champion.
Right.
100% agree. I feel like that's the test of a champion. How you bounce
I
back from
agree.
adversity.
I agree.
And I feel like if she faces this demon, because Holly is a demon, okay?
There's some possession going on for when it comes to
And she
the
lays
boxing
hands.
ring.
Holly is
Yeah,
she's
Holly, a demon that lays hands.
That's so wrong. Holly is her personal demon.
She's her own personal demon.
So
It's true.
if she faces her again and responds well, we'll see. But I think the world is going to watch.
I agree.
they wanna
You
see-
count
Oh, yeah.
on that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
want to see.
It's big money, and I hope Holly gets big money this go round.
Give it to her.
Give her
Yeah,
her bread.
yeah.
Give her her bread.
She beat Goliath.
Right? And I think
Absolutely.
this might be the biggest fight in UFC history.
It will be.
Right?
I think you're right.
I'm going to tell you this. Ronda Rousey was the biggest draw.
Right?
Bigger than Anderson Silva.
They
Yeah.
said Dana White has come out multiple times and said Ronda Rousey is the biggest star in the UFC.
Yeah.
Still bigger than Conor McGregor.
She was at the time. She was
Yeah.
the biggest star in the UFC.
Bigger than O.J. Simpson's knife.
I don't know.
All I'm saying, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
All right, Rod. Well, we're so happy you came by. We're not going to take up your whole night. We know you got things to do. You're a busy man.
Yeah.
But I want to talk to everybody listening. You got a big show coming out. Everybody knows Robbie Jones from Temptation, from various roles across the screen. He always lays down the good work, the honest work.
Thank you, brother.
And you know, you may know him from balling on you in hoops because Robbie was a professional basketball player as well.
Like to give you the business.
He dropped 25 on you if you sleep. He give you 25.
How many
Good for
rebounds?
that.
How many rebounds?
Probably 4 or 5.
Four?
You know what I mean? Because,
Okay.
but he gonna give
Any
you some,
assists?
he gonna drop some dimes.
dimes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And what else he gonna give you? He gonna give you about 3 steals.
There you go.
You gave me.
I'm looking at his
I need
mark, trust me.
him on my fantasy squad.
Without question.
Come on.
He giving you nice numbers.
I think he probably give me 32 a night. I can't complain about
Come
that.
on, and you know you might be able to get him at a discount on your draft kit.
Discount now.
So I'm really excited about this new role you got coming up.
Thanks.
Because I really enjoyed the Amazon series Bosch.
Yeah.
And it's coming back for season 2.
Yes, sir.
You have, it seems like the producers have wised up and got you more action on the show.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me a little bit about Bosch.
Yeah, well, it's coming out on the 11th of this month. That's next Friday. You'll be able to see all the episodes if you have Amazon. We did 10 episodes this year, and this character This character I'm playing, George Irvin, he's undercover cop this season, and we get a chance to do a lot of cool stuff, man. It got me getting the dirt on the bad guys.
And that's one thing I liked about this character, though, is that, you know what? He tap danced in that gray area of the law last season.
Yeah.
And it seemed to rub Bosch the wrong way.
Yeah.
And it rubbed some of the other guys that he worked with. You were almost the Kobe Bryant of the LAPD. If you would. You got the job done and you won.
But everybody didn't like me.
But some people might not want to transfer to LAPD to work with you.
Right. Don't have a lot of friends.
Per se.
But the job gets done, and I think that's kind of what happens this year. It's a lot more in depth though with this character. I got to have a lot of fun this year, and I would say tune in on the 11th, stream them, binge watch it, and you won't be disappointed with your boy. I think I hope I represent it. But
I'm sure. I'm sure. I have no doubt. You've already represented.
And season 2 is so much better than season 1. The writing, everything, the locations, the shots. We saw the first episode on Thursday at the premiere. It looks beautiful. Awesome. It looks cinematic. It looks almost like a feature film. So we're excited, man. Really excited. I know I'm excited to see all the rest of the episodes. I haven't seen them. Only seen the first one. Wanted to see the rest of them. They were like, no, that's it. Y'all get
wait
up out
till
of
the 11th. Sign up.
Right.
Don't you hate that? They do that. I remember when I didn't have an HBO Go account. And I had just shot Ballers, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Let me sign into my HBO." Wait a minute, I don't get one for free. I don't get one for free. I'm a company employee.
That's not on the house.
That's not. I still need $14.99 from me. Right? What y'all need? Could you guys deduct that from my check so that I don't see it?
No. Can a brother get a subscription?
Want to give a special shout out to all of our guests today. We have my co-host Terry at Icons. We have Laker Quick at Laker_Quick, all on Twitter. And our very special guest of the day, Robbie Jones. You can find him at The Robbie Jones on Twitter. You know what, guys? Do us a favor. We're a news show. Go on iTunes. Tell us what you think about us. Rate, comment, share, tell a friend. Bash us. I don't care what you do. Just respond. All right, y'all. This has been the inaugural episode of the OZone. We had wonderful callers. We've had wonderful guests. T-Bone Aroni bringing it home with us, and my man Robbie Jones. Thank you so much for stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Omar Miller here, ready to sign off. And I got a quote for you from Henry David Thoreau. And it's not necessarily what you look at, it's what you see. Keep that in mind and be the best you can be. We'll see you next week on the OZone.